Hey guys and welcome here on this new episode of Dawn of Dev Blog. It's me, Kratos. No, I'm joking around, just wanted to say something because I trimmed my beard. Do you like it? I'm the Golden World, Minecraft developer and co-creator of the Dawn of Time project with Pulpinu. And today, oh boy, I have a lot of stuff to tell you about it. We added a lot of content on our village mod, we made a few quality of life tweaks in our other project, and I have a big announcement to make, so you should definitively stay until the end of this video. Please. I need it. I beg you. As always, my goal with this video format is to share you my Minecraft developer journey and keep you aware of my project progress on its wall. Before I dive deeper, do not hesitate to leave me a like and comment on this video to bring me a heartwarming support. That will be lovely. So let's start with the first subject, Dawn of Time or Architecture Civilizational Temed mod. We successfully ported it to 1.21.1, Neoforge and Fabric, thanks to Serbon, a freelancer we worked a lot with recently. We also created new mod compatibilities suggested by our community. So far we made a compatibility with Critters and Companion, with Let's Do Vinery, with Farmer's Delight, and some compatibilities with Farmland, so you can use the dot plants on it, such as Aether, Farmer's Delight and Immersive Weathering. It's something we never thought about as I'm not a survival player, but a lot of light tweaks could be made to blend dot among all the others when integrated in a mod pack. If you have any idea about new mod compatibilities, feel free to leave me your feedback in the comments below. About new blocks additions, it's not really our focus for now as I spend most of my time trying to push the project further than adding new content into our current project. Still, I'm going to present you all the blocks that's being worked behind the curtain, mostly because I'm a very generous guy. You're welcome, you will thank me later. And if not, I will force you to make it. First, there is this amazing looking wooden carved bed, which should be able to expand itself thanks to connected textures. And I guess you see why I use the word should, isn't it? The textures and the model is done, but there is a lot of work to make behind the screen to make it work properly. As always, connected blocks request a lot of more work than the others. Next, the very cool idea we would like to create for Dot is a connected furniture block set. We had this idea a year ago with Pulpinu and I, as good old French baguette, wanted to recreate those thick looking medieval cabinets. This kind of big boy is so massive that I don't even find a good English word to properly summon it. I only found the French name, which is probably better if you want to hear me alright. We call that a buffet. It's more like a buffet. A buffet. I say it like a French. Good French. Top-notch French. Which of course I am. Like, you know, you see other French here? The goal here is to shred into pieces the buffet into individual pieces of furniture that work on their own, but when connected to each other, allow you to create your own custom buffet. I promise it was the last one. Of course, it wouldn't be a dot block without the extra sip of spice. To achieve such a result, we are going to reuse the system we created for the Japanese and the German table, the internal inventory that lets you display blocks and items when placed in them. Our coworker Mr. Chocolate already tried to lend a hand on it, and so far he is the whip of the block. It's already looking great, so big W to you, Chocoboy. Ice Final Pulpinu is working on 3 new glass pane with connected textures. They are going to expand our French building block sets for Gothic and regular cathedral. Here is a whip of the textures, and so far we are pretty close from the source material. When every texture is going to be enhanced with colors and transparency, trust me, it's going to look stunning. On another subject, and I think it's a very important one, I told you in the previous dev blog that we wanted to change the name of the mod from Dawn of Time Builder Edition to Ancient Architecture. Well, we decided to take a step backwards from this decision, or at least switching for a lighter one. Pulpinu and I always thought that Dawn of Time Builder Edition was unclear about what was the mod. We are now no longer talking about edition, but project that has their own dedicated name: Armor of the Ages, Once Upon a Town, and Armored Dogo. We decided to remove just the Builder Edition part of the mod name. I think it's what people already identify us as a Dawn of Time project or the Dawn of Time mod, so we are just going to remove the extra confusion would add Builder Edition. In the case of mod splitting, we could call this dedicated part Dawn of Time Japan, Dawn of Time Roman, Dawn of Time Mayan, or Dawn of Time French, or Dawn of Time Medieval and such. I really wonder something we could make with cultural packs. To conclude this Dawn of Time chapter, I have something to tell you. My joy and my excitement about the 1 million milestone. Yeah, I guess you all wanted to make a Genki Dama of Strength on the project, so that's why I'll talk about a gift I would like to offer you. I will give you a 2 years worth of my time project. I will give you this for free. You are going to know it at the end of this video. You just have to wait, to sit, to enjoy, and you are going to receive a gift. Next, use Armor of the Ages, or armor mod that you are absolutely smashing on Curforge. Regarding the download stat, I have a few news to deliver you about it that you should be happy to hear. First is the new Exalted Aurum armor that have been introduced in the 1.20.1. It's an armor that Aldael donated us. You will have this commission link below if you want to commission him. Then Pulpino modified the model to animate some parts of it. So yeah, now the model is absolutely stunning. I really love this armor. It has some fairly Chinese inspired patterns and it's something that goes very well alongside all our armors. Speaking about Chinese, I have a quote to address to the Chinese community. I see you trying to crush or mod on Modrint. I have the stat, guys. I see you lurking from your windows. Now I'm joking around. I saw that you tried to reach us on our GitHub, and when I tried to lend some investigation, I found that you made an article on your Chinese website that refers a mod and stuff like this for Minecraft. So guys, if you like the mod and you try to reach us, why not trying to push forward this friendship? I'm open to any Chinese artist that would like to collaborate with us by creating a Chinese armor together. Of course, it's going to be a commission, so we have the control quality on it, but it would be lovely to have someone from your community we could work with. Also, I've seen some complaints about the translation of the mod, and I mean, I can't blame you on that. We made the translation with ChatGPT, so we may found a lot of mistakes in it. I'm more than open to anyone from the Chinese community that could help us to make better Chinese translation. To end up with this armor addition section, here is a whip of the next armor planned for Armor of the Ages, Hades armor. It still needs extra work to create the animations. It is going to be a Netherite tier armor, so we are going to try to make it as shiny as possible. About addition, we recently added a new config file that helps you to modify each armor properties individually. I know that some of you suggested it a lot, and I can't disagree. It's a very nice addition that helps the mod to blend itself with of the others when integrated in a mod pack. It's also going to give to content creator or mod pack creator a way of tailoring the mod to suit their expectations. To close this Armor of the Ages section, I would like to talk to you about 2 new features we would like to release in the close future. First is lootable armor pieces. What needs the mod for now is being more integrated into the Minecraft gameplay loop. My idea would be to inject our armors into overworld and nether structures such as a desert or jungle temple, NPC villages, or even bastions in the nether. Each chest can contain only 1 damage armor piece from the wall set. The more the structure is rare, the better the reward is. Also, what we would like to add, and I think that is going to be a huge game changer for the mod, is armor effect. It has been requested a lot recently, and it's so far an amazing idea to give to each armor the true love it needs. My goal is to separate the sets between mobility boost, defensive boost, and offensive boost. And of course, each legendary set is going to receive a unique and strong ability. Do not hesitate to share your own ideas about the effect we could add on each armor set. And I think the cherry on top of the cake will be to link this armor effect from Armor of the Ages to armor effect from Armored Dogo. Yeah, Togo. Why? Why you making this to us? You had everything to shine. What did they make to you? I thought we were friends, but they rejected you. What did they make to you? What? Without further any explanation, let's dive into the biggest part of this dev blog, Once Upon a Town, or Village Mod. We made significant progress on 3 fields: architecture style, data pack behavior, and mod features. I work only on the architecture style of the project, and my friend and coworker Pulpinu and Zadra are working on the tech part. But overall, each one of us has a role in the global structure of the project. For my part, I created more than 50 new buildings to the village. My goal with this was to rework the idea of the plain village without compromising with the simplicity and the spirit of the block set. So I worked all of my buildings with only 5 materials: oak wood, stones, glass, wool, and white terracotta. And after months of experiencing various patterns, I finally found the style. I tried to keep the buildings at a lower scale to avoid an unrealistic village from the NPC size perspectives. Each building belongs to a category: industrial, agricultural, military, and religious. And then there is the residential houses and all the gardens or decoration for the village. I tried to push as much as possible the system by integrating to the building's schematics another layer of road, a street lamp, a few bushes, fences, benches, and so far it looks like something built by the player and not like Minecraft tried to gather various schematics together. What I'm the most proud of is this very new and unique type of building. It is a neighborhood. This schematic contains on its own a whole set of buildings, including a well, gardens, deposit resources, and farmland. When this structure is going to spawn next to each other, it's going to create an amazing density, reflecting the idea of a small hamlet somewhere in the village where a lot of citizens are living next to each other. This is the kind of idea that gives to our mod a soul, and I will keep pushing further, explore the style, and discover new building techniques. I still need to create a dozen of new schematics to fill the villages, but from your perspective, why should I add more? Oh, and by the way, every building you are going to see on these villages are available on my Patreon. You are going to have very nicely done vanilla-friendly schematics, and you are going to help our project to develop further. So yeah, it's quite a deal. Let's move on to the mod features part. We made progress on the spawning system, the town map, and the culture creator. About the road system, I already presented it last time, but we made a few tweaks to it by refining the stairs and slab placement. We also added a new block, the slab path, to make these roads well better, and also I talked to you about what was different from Vanilla Village and O Village. It was the neighborhood architecture of the mod. And now that I have added a lot of buildings, you can see what I wanted to mean by neighborhood. The system is creating patch of 4, 5 or 6 buildings that are surrounded by path, so it creates some kind of little neighborhood with few battlements that are connected to each other. So it's starting to look like a real village. Still, it remains some stuff to patch to this generation system, and for now it's the fact that we need to align the buildings, entrance and the road. Sadly, it can't be done properly for now because we have to create the system that attributes a door to a building. If the system don't know where is the entrance, you can't align a path and a building. We need to create the system that attributes value or action to a specific location. It should help to guide and structure the NPC behavior. This is called a goal. It can define the entrance of a build, define an area where the NPC can chop, mine, extract resources, but also it can define a furnace, a crafting table, a specific object it can interact with. I have to present you something Pulpino is working on, which is going to be the key of the mod. The Culture Creator. These items provide you an in-game interface to manage the creation of your culture without any need of managing files or coding skills. It's going to handle the building creation such as importing or exporting builds, the goal attribution system, and also to give your buildings unique values to integrate it in your global building pack set, and much more stuff that is still in progress. We would like this item to be the entry points of any developer, content creator, or modpack creator. This tool is going to simplify your journey into Once Upon a Town and let you become an active member of the community without any need of having coding knowledge. The Culture Creator works in a very simple way. It's in fact multiple layers of information that stacks above each other. You can very easily navigate through it while creating new building. Every time you add data, it is automatically translated into JSON file in the system. So in that way, without any need of exploring further Java stuff, you will slowly creating your own custom cultures while still being in the game. This Culture Creator is very important for us as we would like to open the mod as much as possible everyone. Let's talk now about a new feature Zadra is working on, is the town map. This map lets you quickly understand the state of your village, indicating each building by its location, its name, and a dedicated item. You can navigate through it with your mouse, and you even have zoom in, zoom out features. This is only the whip of the system, of course, but we have a lot of ideas to make it even better. For example, we could add some colors to a building when it's being modified, like it's under construction or being upgraded, and this is important for the future. It's open to anything if we have the creativity to invent it. Let's take a look now at how the data pack system works. In Once Upon a Town, each data pack you can create is linked to a specific culture. When you download the mod for the first time, there is already a default data pack included, the Plains data pack, which corresponds to the Plains culture in Minecraft. This data pack includes several important elements: a list of building types, a list of professions, a list of roads, and finally a complete list of buildings in NBT format. These are the actual structures that will be built in the game. These buildings are then called dynamically by the buildings and road config files. On top of that, each culture comes with a central file. This file defines what types of buildings can appear in your villages, and also how many times each type can spawn, with a minimum and a maximum number of iterations for every category. Here, for example, I made a culture called Japanese, which features new buildings using blocks from Dawn of Time. There is no restriction here. You can create buildings with any other modded blocks you want. Once your buildings are saved in the schematics folder in NBT format, all you have to do is call them in your culture file. I can say that I want 4 houses, 3 or 4 gardens, 2 to 3 piles of resources, 1 watchtower, 1 forge, and 1 religious building. This culture file is what controls the architectural layout of your villages. You can also customize 2 more aspects to give more personality to your culture. The first one is the clothing your villages wear, so your villagers really look like they belong to the cultures you're creating. We also plan to add translation files, so you will be able to change the name of towns, the names of buildings, and even the language the NPC are speaking. All of this helps to create a deeper immersion and stronger identity for each custom culture. And finally, you can also specify which biomes your villages can spawn in. For the Japanese culture, I choose taiga, cherry grove, and all groves plus taiga. Let's now test this custom culture in-game and see how it looks. To end this Once Upon a Town section, I would like to talk to the little extra features we added to the system, but we don't made much progress on it. So when you are entering or leaving a village, you have this little and subtle text that is displaying. We also created the Emerald Pouch that will help you to store your emerald when you are making trades with the NPC. Talking about our NPC, we successfully made our first progress into NPC generation. For now, there are unemployed ones and some of them that has a dedicated job from the job list we created. They don't have dedicated trades, but for now we have harmonized the interface from all of them. You have this new interface and you can quickly access to buy or sell in the same interface. Well, the amount of work needed on this village mod is still man-sized, but at least you can get an overview about our progress. And so far, oh boy, it's promising. We probably should get something very nice in 6 months, a barely functioning village system we could present you proudly. Last but not least, let's talk about the future of the project before I give you the final gift I promised you at the end of this video. We are interested in the close future about creating a lone structure mod made with the Dawn of Time blocks. The idea is to inject our Armor of the Ages and Armored Dogo armor pieces in these lone structures. A light generation mod that should enhance every RPG and fantasy oriented mod pack with nicely looking and detailed structures with unique loot. I'm not really sure how much time we are going to spend in it, but it's probably going to be released next month. So far our Discord is open and I will share every information in it, and also our Patreon where you will be able to test the mod before all.